Hi everyone, I'm Zach.
I'm Rachel, and this is Lily. And this is Perk and Bark. We haven't done this in a while. Hi.
I know, it's been a little while.
We're happy you're here to leave the old week behind and start the week fresh with some music, coffee, and conversation.
Yes, and we thank you all for bearing with us last week, and we're excited to share some of our favorite things that we come back to when we need a pick-me-up.
Mm-hmm.
So with the Delta variant starting to really rise and the immediate future of our industry up in the air once again, it's been really hard to try to feel like we have the drive to go and do the thing that we need to do. Mm-hmm. So again, we apologize for last week. It was just a frustrating week.
Yeah.
And this week we actually thought we would steer into it and talk about some of the things that really we come back to again and again, mm-hmm. because we love them and because they're foundational to the way that we operate as artists.
Exactly. So we're going to get to that in a little bit. Should we talk about some coffee first?
Okay, coffee first.
All right, coffee first. So speaking of going back to your roots, as Zach and I have been exploring coffees, we keep going back to the Chemex. So that hourglass shape apparatus, and with the paper filter or reusable filter, we use the paper ones. And I think that was really our first gateway into the world of coffee.
It was the gateway
into our
into the world of caffeine.
Yeah, it wasn't the drip machine, it wasn't the pods, which are all great. But really when we started to get into it was with that Chemex. So that's how we did the coffee today. I'm holding this bag because it is from Ultimo, and even though we moved from one part of Philly to the other, there is still an Ultimo that is very close, which is great because it's some of our favorite coffee that comes from there. So this kind is Haza Hills Pea Berry. So pea berry, doesn't that mean how small it is?
I guess.
Like the shape of the bean?
They select them in a specific way, right? So not all beans that come from all coffee cherries give a pea berry. So they're specially selected.
Mm-hmm. And they're very small. They look like peas, little peas. So this is from Burundi. It's a washed coffee, and it's the varietal is bourbon.
Yes.
Look.
Yum.
The tasting notes, which I think that we got them all when we first had the coffee in here. It's apricot, tomato, lime, and honey. So it's very cool, and it's changing.
It is.
As it gets older, and as we try different methods. So Here's yours in your grandma mug.
Grandma.
Okay. And as we go through our songs, I want to put it out there because we haven't seen you all in a while, and we haven't asked a question in a while. So I'm giving you some homework. By homework, I mean in the next 30 minutes. What gives you comfort? What do you keep going back to again and again? It might be a kind of food. It might be a television show. It might be a dog that's climbing all over the couch. Whatever it might be. Pop it in the comments. We want to hear from you. Do you want to sing first? Do you want me to sing first? I'm going to sing first. Okay.
Because you have two.
Am I singing both?
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Sure.
I wish you could see off of camera right now.
Oh my gosh.
A dog trying to...
She's a little mountain goat.
Yeah, trying to be a mountain goat. There we go. So what are you singing first?
First, I would like to sing Ridente la Calma by Mozart. I think it's just an art song by Mozart. And this one I learned in undergrad. Actually, both of the ones that I'm going to be singing today, I learned it pretty early on in undergrad. And it's one of the first Mozart pieces that I learned. It being, not in an opera or anything. But it still teaches you so many different things. So it first of all, it talks about how happy and calm this person is.
La calma.
Ridente la calma. And how no hate or how no fear or anger can live in your heart while you're in love. But I really like that, going back and talking about what you just talked about with everything, and trying to keep it calm and happy. Ridente la calma. But it teaches me all kinds of things again and again with how to handle different going from chest voice to head voice, having a little mix, all of those different register changes, different appoggiature, going from the bottom or from the top. Isn't that the
Probably. I don't know.
Okay, I thought he was making fun of me.
No.
Marriage, So that's ridente la calma.
You think that we talk like this all the time? No, we don't. Appoggiature.
Appoggiature, yeah, we don't. What do you think, Will? And the next one after that I'll be singing is Frühlingsglaube. I sang it on the show before. It talks about springtime, and this piece by Franz Schubert is really the first time that I could see music. I could see the imagery in my head, which was very cool. I hadn't done that before, and so learning it early on in undergrad, I was like, oh, I really connect to this piece. So much so that every time I come back to it, I think that the primary character is the wind. So it talks about the breeze in the very first line, but I think that the accompaniment is the breeze. So listen for it. It'll be my second piece. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks.
Yeah, that was really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Even the little dog liked it.
She fell asleep.
Yeah, well, yeah, can't win them all. I love those ones too because you don't have to really put it out there. They just kind of flow. Yeah.
They just go.
Yeah.
They just go.
They do. What are you singing for us?
I'm going to be singing something that I also learned in undergrad, and that is Se vuol ballare.
Ooh.
From Le Nozze di Figaro. So we've done this show on our show. Well, we've talked about this show on our show. So you all should remember exactly what happens in every single moment.
Because nothing happens in the plot.
That's right. Nothing happens at all. It's very simple.
Yes.
So this is from the beginning. That's like the third number in the whole piece. So it's really close to the beginning. And Susanna has just told Figaro that they've been given this room right near the Count's room to be their marital bed, and and Figaro finds out that he's being sent away with the Count, and Susanna is coming as well, and he's like, I know what you're up to there, Count, my boss, there, sir.
Yeah, it's not super kosher.
No, I know what you're up to, and it's not great. And he says, so the aria, that's before the aria is, he's like thinking about these things and mulling them over. He's like, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If you want to dance, I'm calling the tune. And that is Se vuol ballare. I really like this one. Again, it was one of the first things that really sort of clicked, which was awesome. And it was amazing to be able to really, for the first time, feel like I was inhabiting somebody else's life and could think their thoughts and be that person. And so that was really amazing. And I also really like this at this time because it feels like taking control, even though Figaro doesn't have control through much of the plot. But at this moment, though, that's what he's saying he wants to do, and it feels really nice to say and to think at a time like this.
Yeah.
Bravo signor padrone, ora incomincio a capire il mistero e a veder schietto tutto il vostro progetto. A Londra è vero, voi ministro, io corriero e la Susanna segreta ambasciatrice. Non sarà, non sarà, Figaro il dice. Se vuol ballare, signor Contino, se vuol ballare, signor Contino, il chitarrino le suonerò, il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola l'insegnerò. Se vuol venire nella mia scuola, la capriola l'insegnerò. Sì, l'insegnerò, sì, l'insegnerò. Saprò, ma piano, 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 piano. Meglio ogni arcano dissimulando scoprir potrò. L'arte scrivendo, l'arte ruccando, ti congiungendo, ti defezzando, tutte le macchine roserò, roveserò. L'arte scrivendo, l'arte ruccando, ti congiungendo, ti scherzando, tutte le macchine roveserò, tutte le macchine roveserò, tutte le macchine roveserò, roveserò, roveserò. Se vuol ballare, signor Contino, se vuol ballare, signor Contino, il chitarrino le suonerò, il chitarrino le suonerò, sì, le suonerò, sì, le suonerò.
Yay!
Well, there you go. Can you tell I know that one pretty well?
Yeah, how about the recovery? Because in our ears, that's the backing track, and Zach lost his ears. Crazy.
You know.
Consequently, if you know of any earphones, boy, words are hard today. Any headphones with a very long cord, pop them in the chat. Let us know.
'Cause that's what we need.
That's what we need. Well, speaking of, things that we keep going back to, Frank mentioned that he keeps going down the rabbit hole of YouTube.
Musical vagaries.
Yes.
I love that. Love that term. Yeah, absolutely. No, I hear you. It's a comfort, right?
It is.
And there's a reason we do it. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here,
All right.
you
I don't
have
know.
to-
I don't know what else we have. We have talked about coffee. We've sang.
We talked about coffee. We sang. We need to thank the people for sticking with us
We
through
do.
all of this. Thank you so much again and again for keep following us, keep coming back, for sharing. Thank you for it all. We're here as long as you're here. So let's keep on trucking. We have some things coming up. Maybe a Total Request Live.
Oh yeah,
kind of
that'll be
thing.
fun. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, so that's coming up in the next couple weeks. I know we don't normally share our what's coming up, but we'll let you in on the inside
Yeah,
scoop.
that was
We'll
a
get
pretty
you on the
good one.
inside scoop.
Mhm.
So it'll be, you can either tell us what you want us to sing ahead of time, like as soon as possible, or you can do it, that very day. We're taking requests. That's basically what it's going to be about.
It's gonna be a wild day.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a weird day.
It's going to be a weird day.
More information for Patreon subscribers will be coming soon on that one.
Mhm.
We also have some, even though, we're feeling frustrated by what's happening with Delta, we actually do have some live in-person gigs
Yes, we
coming
do.
up.
And it's also live stream.
Yes. So, September 13th,
17th and 18th.
17th and 18th, September 17th and 18th, we will both be singing in the Philadelphia Fringe Festival. Thanks to Opera on Tap Philadelphia for inviting us to do that. It's a really, really cool piece by Jennifer Higdon that we are going to be singing. You don't want to miss it. It is heavy. It is beautiful music.
Mhm.
It is tough.
Yes.
and really engaging, and in English. So all of these things should make it really fun to experience.
Yes.
More information will be coming to Patreon, Facebook, and YouTube if you haven't seen some of the posts already involving us.
Yes, so if you don't see, if it's not labeled under Perkenbark, it is Opera on Tap under the umbrella of the Perspective Collective. So if that's what you're looking for, you can log on to see all of what Philly Fringe has to offer this year. They have just a sheer crazy amount of performances, both from opera, musical theater, art, visual art, all kinds of crazy
There's
stuff.
awesome stuff. Yeah.
But if you're looking for that, I believe it's under Music and the Perspective Collective.
Yes.
But we'll post all kinds of things. And again, if you're here in Philly, definitely come check it out live. There is proof of vaccination required, so make sure that you have that with you. And of course, for anyone who's not in Philadelphia, we cannot wait to share it with you via live stream.
Absolutely.
I think that's our whole spiel today.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by and sharing some coffee with us.
And we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.